partnership dialogue on the Big Four agenda and development cooperation, clean financing and peace, security, trade and investment is underway at the Intercontinental Hotel. Let's just listen in.
Represented in Kenya have agreed to merge their development strategies to meet the government of Kenya strategies best. Joint programming is therefore about bringing EU development partners together to achieve greater impact through collaboration and coordination, alignment to partner countries' strategies, and in order to provide joint and targeted support leading to better results. Phase 1 of the European Union joint programming into Kenya brought together 10 European Union countries to coordinate their efforts around 3 main sectors. As a whole, this represented an investment of 3 billion euros by the European Union and its member states in Kenya from 2014 to 2018. This process led to enhanced dialogue, both amongst ourselves and with the government, and flagship examples of joint coordination and implementation, such as the Lake Turkana wind power project. Building on such successes, we embarked on a second phase to support the implementation of the government's medium-term Plan 3 and the Big Four agenda. This time, not only we have 12 European Union countries contributing directly to the strategy, but all of the 19 European Union representation in Kenya have agreed to support the strategy, even those who at the moment still have no active cooperation portfolio. On top of this, the total financial contribution that we have collectively put together amounts to over 4.5 billion euros. And I insist, this is euros, not shillings, so check your mathematics at the end and your jaws will drop. From 2018 to 2022, including both grants and loans. We will be focusing our efforts on priority areas in support of the Big Four agenda and Kenya's other priorities and policies for development. These areas include sustainable infrastructure, job creation, resilience building, and governance and accountability, but could also span to other sectors of strategic interest, such as environment and climate change, migration and forced displacement, peace and security. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, Stefano. My colleagues present here today, CSS, Gino Madwa and Renko Tobiko, PSS present here, Excellencies, Ambassadors, led by Stefano. Let me again welcome you to this.
Or Ambassador leading Stefano.
I say Ambassador leading Stefano. Thank you very much for joining us for this signing ceremony. Let me indicate that, as already mentioned by Stefano, EU has been a big cooperating partner in our development. As you all know, this dates far back since our independence. And of course, we would like to thank them for the previous support that we have received as a country. The support we have received has covered various sectors of our economy, and it has helped change lives in Kenya and supported wide ranging of areas, infrastructure, the social sector, and many others. So we really want to take this opportunity on behalf of the government of Kenya to thank the EU for the support. Today, we have signed the EU Joint Programming Cooperation Strategy for Kenya. As already been mentioned, the amount is 4.5 billion euros. So in Kenya shilling, you multiply that by 120 shillings, you'll know the figure. And that covers a period of 2018 to 2022, which is significant. Mine is really to thank this new approach of this coordinated partnership. I know we had done this before, but at least now we have seen all the EU member states have actually now worked together to deliver as one in terms of the partnership going forward. The joint cooperation strategy is well aligned to our development agenda, which, as you all know, has been elaborated in our Vision 2030, our medium term 3, which runs from 2018 to 2022. This is yet to be launched and will be launched shortly. And that already has benefited from that alignment. And of course, the Big Four agenda, which the President has already launched. So I want to say a big thank you for the EU for aligning their cooperation strategy to Kenya's development agenda, which is in line with our Kenya external aid policy that we recently approved by Cabinet, and also it's aligned with the various universal commitments that we have all signed into, and the various development cooperation conferences that we have all ascribed to. So to that, we really want to congratulate the EU for this support. Of course, the joint programming is a big benefit to Kenya. First, in line with the fact that it will avoid a lot of duplication among member states. So that will be a welcome move in terms of reducing the transaction cost instead of dealing with each partner state. Of course, we still benefit from member states also providing direct support on their own, but this alignment or providing cooperation strategy jointly is a very welcome move. Let me also say that the support, as already mentioned, is in form of grants and concessional financing facilities, which is aligned with our strategy going forward to take more financing in the form of grants and concessional facility, which the EU has actually provided before. Now, in terms of the areas that the support will cover, as I said, it's very aligned with our Big Four agenda. But let me just mention, the specifics. It covers 4 broad areas in the area of supporting us in improving accountability and governance. This is very critical. I think the progress we have made in implementing the Constitution, implementing the devolution structure that is there, will benefit also from this support and other areas that will enhance governance in the country. The other area is on sustainable infrastructure. As you all know, the country continues to focus on infrastructure, and this is a welcome move to continue to support our infrastructure program in the country, which, as you know, we have made progress, but we still need more. We still have a lot of infrastructure deficit in the country, and we will definitely benefit from this support. The other focal areas is on employment creation. As you all know, the big challenge that we continue having as a country is to deal with the unemployment. Some of the initiatives in this joint programming will go a long way to support employment creation, particularly in the areas of skill development, which is an area that we have put a lot of focus in the country, SMEs, agribusiness, and also supporting trade and investment in the country. So this will go a long way in creating jobs. And finally, on resilient buildings, this is an area where we face challenges as a country. Last year we had a drought, and the EU came in handy and gave us big support. And going forward, we are still vulnerable to external shocks, particularly drought and other
flooding.
Flooding also, yes, you did support us on flooding actually. So many vulnerabilities that we face as a country, and we want to build resilience and get out of, an end, drought that has caused devastation in our country. So let me say that a lot has been done by the government in these 4 areas, but I think your support will come in handy. Now, we delayed this signing because we had a long discussion with all the EU member states, and this is part of our dialogue that we are going to have going forward. So today we had sort of a discussion to have a very frank discussion about our cooperation. It has come of age. We've had a long, engagement in the past, but things have been changing. There is a lot of things that have happened in Kenya, and also the development cooperation must also reflect the dynamism that has been happening. So we are glad today's discussion was focused on trying to understand more about how we are doing things here, and of course the EU has also been following closely on how the developments here in Kenya. And I'm glad that we've had a very fruitful discussion covering very many areas. In terms of cooperation, we've discussed about our Big Four agenda in details. We've discussed on post-Cotonou, which is coming to an end in the next 2 years. And in all these areas, we've kind of, learned from the EU some of the areas that we need to improve on, and which is very welcome. Under these areas, the support for devolution becomes very, very important. They have been supporting us, but we are going to receive more support to enhance the capacity of the county governments to deliver services to Kenyans in a much more coordinated approach. Implementation of SDGs is very, very key. Issues of gender equality is also important, which of course, as you know, it's very well captured in our constitution. And of course, also the recent, Building Bridges initiative. I think the EU is ready to support us on some of the key elements of that initiatives, which we are discussing. We are going to discuss the details on that. On the area.
All right, live pictures right there from the Intercontinental Hotel on the Kenya and European Union relations, touching on